All right, so I'm here with Jerry Pieper. Jerry's a retired dairy farmer now.
Yeah, retired all right.
Still works some.
Yeah.
And we're going to talk about his 756 that he's had since what?
73.
Okay.
1973.
Yep.
Yeah.
You bought her in down by Goodhue.
Bought her in Goodyear in auction, and the auctioneer said it's the only time he ever sold a tractor where you could raise the plow and the seat at the same time. It has a hydraulic seat.
Which I see that. So it's a 756, which a lot of times the 756 was a cheaper tractor because an 8 was a lot more money.
Yeah.
But this one's got a hydraulic seat.
Got a hydraulic seat in it.
And it's got tilt steering.
Yeah, the tilt steering, horn, the whole thing.
And dual remotes.
Yeah.
For a 756. Yeah. So that's kind of rare, and it's a gas. Now, we should talk about that because you wanted it because it was a gas, right?
Oh yeah, I wanted it to haul manure because I had a Alice Chalmers D17 and that thing wasn't big enough to pull a spreader and didn't have nothing for protection either.
Yep.
Kind of froze to death.
So you wanted a gas tractor so you could spread manure in the winter.
And I bought the windbreaker with it. Worked good.
Yeah, was it an IH heat houser?
Yeah. Red one.
Yep.
Fit right on there. Yeah.
And that, it seems funny that people would think, well, why would you want the gas? But back then,
it was not that bad much. I had a 4020 diesel later on.
Yep.
And this thing was just as cheap on gas as the 4020 John Deere was on diesel fuel.
Okay.
Yeah. In fact, one year I rented a farm over here. In my 9, I had the duals on, so I used this on the plow.
Yep.
It plowed 5/18s, walk right along. And then I tried it with the 4020. The front end kept coming out. Yeah.
Well,
the John Deere's a little shorter.
Yep.
So,
Well, that I'm trying to think if these had the same engine as like an 806 gas.
Yeah, there's an 806 gas engine in there now. Yeah.
Okay. Because it's got the tall valve cover.
Yeah.
That's a lot of people don't know they actually made the valve cover taller on the 806 gas because it looked funny.
Yeah.
So, but this tractor, you bought it down by Goodhue, but it was sold. Looks like it was sold new in Hastings.
Hastings, Minnesota. Yeah.
So, and the farm here is in Ellsworth, Wisconsin.
Yep.
So we're just across the river from all this stuff, but you didn't grow up on this farm.
No. I was born and raised, I was born in Arcadia, but I was raised down by St. Charles, halfway between Rochester and Winona, right on 14.
Yep. And then you moved up by Zumbrota to farm.
For 5 years, and then I came over here. Yeah.
And took your tractors with you.
Yep. Yeah.
So besides the manure spreader, what did this tractor do a lot?
Oh, it did everything. I use this tractor for everything.
Did you plant with it?
Oh yeah, I like this one for planting corn. And I use this one to spray too, because I could move the seat back and run my sprayer, which you have the sprayer.
Yeah, yep.
I made more money with that sprayer than anything.
Yeah, I know.
You know why? Because when you call somebody to come spray, they want to do everything the same. I said, no, I want this water and I want this nitrogen. Well, it'll only cost you another $20 an acre,
Yeah. Oh yeah, I've saved a lot of money with sprayer. Buy your own chemical, buy it cheaper. Yeah.
Yeah.
You probably shouldn't tell that. You'll get in trouble with the guys uptown.
I used to tell people that the farmers have strong back and a weak mind, and I said I gotta quit telling people that, because when I get old, I'm going to want to eat.
Yeah. So you planted corn with it, hauled manure. You used to pick your corn too, right?
Yep.
Did this run the picker?
No, I always put the other. This one always went on the mower up the silo.
Okay, because you grind your corn.
Yep, I grind your corn.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that. There was a...
I had a new idea picker with a grinder on it. And that was the best feed I ever fed the cows. It ground the ears.
And
it would come out of that blue silo, which the harvester wouldn't have did it.
well, we'll talk about that, but that yeah, because you had a seal storage had a lay dig unloader in it,
Yeah.
which was a power sweep where the harvester.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, the other one just went by itself, and it would advance. But this did, yeah.
So this did some tillage too.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of hay in. So this was always the blower tractor?
Well, until I bought the 4020.
Okay.
Then I put the 4020 on the blower and used this as a pull the wagons.
Hauling.
Because all the PTOs were on and off, you know.
Yep.
You could turn it off in the back where the John Deere did go in the
Reach
front,
it.
you know?
Yep. Yep.
And that's.
And
I just had everything convenient.
yep. Yep.
And some people mentioned how I had everything so convenient in that barn. I get in the barn in the morning, I take my coat off. I walk in there, go up and turn the silo loader on, all the feed come in, fed all the cattle inside, never had to go outside.
Yeah.
Got the spreader over there, did all the chores, then let the cows in. Then I put the coat back on, took the spreader out, you know.
Which,
everything was there.
well, a lot of guys by then went to liquid manure pits.
Yeah.
And you were hauling every day, and you had a barrel spreader.
Yeah. And one year it was 35 below zero, and I pulled out here and I thought, well, it's kind of close. I should go a little closer. It's so cold. I pulled in and I had plowed it and it was kind of rough, and I snapped the drawbar on this tractor.
Oof.
It was 35 below, so I had to come home and take the hitch off the other tractor, put it on this one. I got out there, the manure was frozen on top.
Yep.
But I got that spreader to turn. Out she came. I never took one scoop of manure out of that
spreader.
Never.
Yeah. Well,
Once you get that thing to turn.
because there isn't much to them. They were just a shaft that had chains.
Yeah.
They'd fling it out, and but it took a little power sometimes.
Oh yeah.
You'd work the old 7 pretty good doing that.
Oh yeah. The John Deere's won't take it. John Deere would not handle it. And it's a 540 PTO or 1,000.
Yep.
It's not the same. John Deere's just a little bit slower than the International.
Okay.
And I told that guy one time, he ground feed with his John Deere's, and he ended up buying a Ford tractor. And he said, the feed is so much finer. I said, well, it's still 540. They said, it's not the same.
Yeah, pull the knob out, hit the override. Then they'll.
Well, even later on, I bought a 4430, pulled the knob out, and still, I'd go around the field about 10 times. Where this thing here, you go halfway across and the manure would be out.
Yeah.
They're slower, but try to tell that to people.
Yeah. So this is original paint on her.
Yeah, original paint.
You painted the side panel white to match, because you had a 966 you bought new, and you wanted it.
I wanted the two to match.
Yep.
So, but this is it's getting wore off because of the heat housers on there. The windbreaker kind of wore it off. Yeah.
You still got that?
Windbreaker, it's up in the shed someplace, I think.
Okay. Yeah, once he had a cab tractor, then he probably didn't need it then, but.
Well, I still use this in the wintertime.
Yeah.
But the cab tractor, they work so much better. Yeah.
Oh, yes. They're, do you remember what this tractor cost back in 73?
God, I don't know, but the 966 I bought in 72, I paid $6,500 for that tractor.
Really?
65. Can you imagine what that tractor's worth today?
Yeah. Yeah, if you could buy a 100-horse tractor today for that, that'd be all right.
You can't even buy a lawnmower for that.
No, I know it.
You can't.
I know it. So this one was.
I think I only paid like $5,000 for this tractor. That's it.
Did it have? Because it's a '69 model, right?
Yep.
Did it have many hours on?
No, it didn't have many hours on at all. the guy, that was his first tractor, big tractor. He kind of paid me to that.
Okay.
Yeah, it was a sad day for him.
Well, so you just saw it back then. If you were looking for a tractor, you just were looking through the paper and saw the bill.
Yeah, I went there and the banker, my banker, was not too happy. He thought maybe I should buy an old H or old M or something. I came with this one. Oh, you bought a farm tractor, all right. Yard tractor. Yeah.
Yeah, but those were decent times in farming, weren't they? In
Yeah.
73 to, it was pretty good from what, 73 to about 77, 78.
1980. Wasn't that the farm crisis in 80?
Yeah, by 80 it was, interest was going up.
Yeah. Interest is what would kill you. Well, now that's why I can't figure why young people can't farm nowadays, because interest rate, I paid like 18% for one time. And now it's down to, you go down to FHA, you get it for 3 to 5% interest.
Yeah, but the price of land back then versus now is so.
And feed,
Yeah.
fertilizer.
So you were milking cows down in Zumbrota with a guy, and you decided you wanted your own farm.
Yep. I wanted all the money.
There's so much profit. What do you do with it all? So how'd you find this farm, or how'd you end up? Because Zumbrota'd be what, about 40 minutes from here.
Yeah. Well, I ended up getting a hold of Ray Hooper up here, the realtor, and first I drove through here one time, went over to Spring Valley, looked at a farm by Spring Valley, that one that's right across from the schoolhouse now.
Okay.
And I didn't like it. But then I came back, I stopped at Ivan Schaefer. He said no way he'd sell his farm. Then I stopped at Claire Janish.
Oh,
I asked him if he
yep.
wanted to sell the farm. No, but I said, I know of a farm that's for sale right up here. And he used to live here one time. Claire did.
Okay.
Claire lived here about 2 or 3 months. He wanted to buy the farm from his dad, and his dad wouldn't sell it to him. So he went and bought this farm. And then Dick Hines ended up buying it from Claire.
Okay.
But after he bought this farm, then his dad decided he moved back home. So that's how Claire ended up back at the farm. But yeah. So then I got a hold of Ray Hooper, and I don't know. Bob Cry owned it then.
Okay. So then you moved the cows, the machinery, everything. What time of year was it?
The spring of the year.
Oh,
First April I moved up here.
Oh, so you had a lot of stuff to do at a.
Moved up here and get everything ready. Had to get the crops in right away too.
Which, well, it's a good thing you stayed here and didn't go a lot further east. If you'd have been in Spring Valley, you wouldn't have had to worry about planting crops in April.
It's well, I bought this place in 77. 75 and 76 was a dry years, wasn't it? Really dry.
I don't know. I wasn't born until 78.
Because I know I was planting corn out here, and the planter sat in about this far. It was so dusty, and everybody said, "You're not going to get any corn here." And then it started raining, and we got good crops,
Okay.
But it was really touch and go the first year when I bought it. In fact, the last year I was down there, I couldn't even get fertilizer. We planted soybeans because I couldn't get any fertilizer.
Really?
And there was a shortage of fertilizer. Then bought this place here, but sold the soybeans down there. $7 a bushel. Boy, I was rich.
Yeah. I'm sure. Well, and you think about that, soybean yields are still not that worse than they are today, really. And when you can buy a pretty nice tractor for $5,000, that wasn't terrible.
No.
So when you moved up here, did you add on to the barn?
Yeah. In 1980, I added on to it. During the 80 windstorm, when the barns all went
Yep.
down here, I had the rafters rolled up. He had the rafters up, and the wind came and blew everything down. Had to put them back up. Yeah.
Good thing you started doing it before the storm, or you'd never gotten a contractor to build it.
That was a bad year.
How many?
Martell Mutual, you know, went
Yep.
that year.
Yeah.
It cost me, I had to pay $6,000 assessment that kind of helped the company out. And then I had $5,000 damage.
Ooh.
Wasn't that a good deal?
Yeah. So, how many cows were you milking when you moved up here?
40, well, I had the 36 cows I milked.
Okay.
And then I went up to 60 cows, 62 I had in the barn. And everybody thought it was too many. One guy couldn't handle that many cows.
Well, you only had to do it for a few more years, and then you started getting some kids around, right?
Yeah.
Which, yeah.
Well, I had to hire, man, Larry Kearns helped me, you know, at first. He'd help work, I don't know where he worked. Where he worked at the tannery. He'd come home at night, or he'd go to the tannery later, he would help me till then. He helped me with the chores and field work a little bit, you know.
So you got through the, well, so you buy it in 77, and then interest rates start going up by the late 70s, early 80s, and
I wasn't supposed to make it. Everybody said you're not going to make it. You know, everything, I just bought it at the wrong time.
yep.
You know. But I made it.
And then you bought more land too. I mean,
And then I was up to 84 cows at that one time, and we milked through the summer, and then school started. And the wife, she said, those kids are going to be in this house at this time of the night. They got homework to do, and they got to get to bed. And I couldn't handle it, so I just had Larry Peterson come. I said, how many cows can you get in that trailer? Well, 10 or 11. I said, you got any cattle for tomorrow morning? Yeah. I said, what about Tuesday morning? Nope. I said, you can be here at 6 o'clock and I'll fill the truck up. And I had, I went through, and I had one cow short. I couldn't figure out which cow I should sell. And I had one cow, you could not touch her udder after you milked her. She just lay on. And she was giving about 65 pounds of milk, nicest cow, bred back and everything. And I happened to touch her and she knocked me flat in my ass. I said, I guess I just filled the truck up.
yep. Yep.
I don't need no cows breaking my leg or breaking my arm.
Yeah.
I'm just going to do the chores then. Yeah.
So then you milked by the 90s things were probably a little better.
Yeah.
You know, and then you retired from milking probably about 2002ish when your son was both your sons.
He came out of the army. Yeah, he wanted to milk cows. Yeah.
So then you quit the dairying, and now your sons bought most of the equipment from you, but you kept the 7.
Yeah, they didn't want no gas tractor. Yeah, that was bad. I got the 7 still was mine. I got the disc is still mine. The corn planter was still mine. I finally sold that. Got $50 for it.
Well, this you could have sold it to somebody else, but did you want to keep it?
Yeah, I wanted to keep something. In fact, I've been thinking about putting a loader on it. I could use a loader tractor.
Yeah. Well, how many hours are on her now, you think?
Oh, I don't know.
Is that still the original tack?
Yeah. Well, there's only 5,290 hours on it.
But you had to do some, you overhauled it, and then you had to replace the engine, right?
I had to replace the engine. They blew the rod out through the side.
Well, you didn't do it, did
I
you?
didn't do it.
Was that Jared?
Yeah, he was good at that. Oh, God.
But before that, did you ever do anything else to it before that engine?
No, still got the original torque on it.
Oh, that's original torque?
Yeah, the torque is good. Only thing I replace is the engine. And
Yeah, she's not real dirty. I mean, doesn't look like it leaks.
I just put the The original alternator was still on there till now.
Really?
It was Mike Peterson, my son-in-law. He checked it over, and it charged so much. I had a brand new battery, and it just burnt the battery right out.
Okay.
So I went to International, and they wanted $1,000 for a new alternator. And they wouldn't take the old one because it was not an International or something. So I went to a car dealership and got one for $300 with a 2-year warranty.
Yeah. I used to, well, all them old Internationals I used to find old Chevy pickups, or Dad had postal Jeeps and stuff, and I'd just take those old Delco alternators off and swap the pulley, and they worked.
Yeah.
Things you do when you're a dairy farmer and got no money.
All right.
So, still.
You keep stuff, you might use it. And then someday you clean everything up and you throw it away, and the next day, God, I could have used that. I could have welded with that thing.
Yep. Yeah, dairying was tough at times, but good. You raised a big family.
Yeah. Yep.
On it,
And that's 7 kids. Every one of them I bought a car to for. Jared, I even bought a brand new car for it. Bought the car, and then he just took over the payments. But all the rest of the kids, I bought them cars, except Renee. I bought her 2 cars. Then I had to buy it back for the same price. She got married. But I bought all the kids cars. They all went to college, except Jared went to the Air Force.
Yep.
He took courses in the Air Force.
Yep.
College courses.
That was a good life.
Yeah.
All in all. I was looking at this weight bracket.
Oh, yeah.
Do you got 70? Did it come with 75 pounders?
No, I bought that so I could put the weights from the 9 onto this one. But I've had a guy that wants that thing so bad.
Oh, yeah.
He wants to buy that, and I won't sell it to him.
Yeah, it's a fairly rare bracket because it's a small bracket.
Yeah, and then it has spacers in there too.
Yep.
So you wouldn't
Hit the grill.
Ron Langer, not Ron, Galen Langer. He wants that thing so bad.
Yeah.
I paid $50 for that thing.
Oh, yeah. Well, the grill on a 7 and an 826 and 756, I think, took the same grill.
Kids let it out in the barn. Cows chewed that off.
Yeah, but still, she's pretty clean for being all original yet. But, you can get those emblems again.
Yeah, I got the emblem. I just got to put it back on there and paint that.
Yep. So is this probably one of your favorites?
Oh, yeah. I use this. Of all of them, I've had an D17 Alice, this one, a 4020 John Deere, a 966, and a 4430. If I went to the shed, there's only 2 tractors that would start. I knew they would start. That's this one or the 9. The John Deere, they might start, they might not.
Yeah.
They had,
yeah, that's
And my brothers, all my brothers are John Deere people. They wouldn't have an International for nothing. And I'd say, John Deere has 2 things better than an International. They got the best battery. John Deere has the highest cold crank battery made. And they have the nice seat. Because it takes longer to do the same amount of work, so you're comfortable. Oh, do they get bad?
Yeah. Oh, I like my Deeres, but I still got my 856. I've had that forever. I still got it.
Well, has it got the German diesel in it?
No, 856. So mine's a 407.
Okay.
Yep. 826 had the German.
The German, yeah.
Or if you bought a 756 and it was a diesel, it had the German.
Oh, okay.
I believe. Yep. Yeah. And because the 706 I think could come German or the 280, whatever the 560 engine.
Yeah.
And yep. So, when you look back at all these years of farming now, Um, are you glad you came up here versus staying down in?
Yeah,
It's a pretty nice area.
yeah, it's a nice area. Yeah.
Um, and this, you were talking about this farm. Well, everybody on this road was in Successful Farming magazine one time.
Yep, yep, everybody. Right down the old road. It showed, I just built a new part of the barn. And it was, the head of the column was the big versus the small. You know, I was probably the first one that added on here. And I think, that was, no, it was a year after that storm went through because John Huber's barn used to be that way.
Yep.
He built a new one this way. In 80, the storm went through, so it must have been 81 that they took that picture.
So from here, it'd be, let's see.
They had that thing as clear as can be. I mean, it was clear. You could see the barn boards and everything. It was just every barn, every place. That guy really knew how to take a picture.
Because he climbed up on the neighbor's harvester. Yeah. And so when that picture was taken, you had Lenny Hines' farm. They were milking cows.
Yep.
Milk cows here.
Roy was milking cows.
Roy Swanson. Bud Solverson.
Mick Morrison milking cows.
Yep.
Schroeder's. Erlinson's. Bud Solverson.
Lantz.
John Lantz. John Huber.
John Shoemaker.
And the guy before him, Donnie Jakes.
Yep, Donnie Jakes.
Oh, Bellator.
Yep, Jerry.
They were all milking cows, every one of them.
And Larry Young's farm, too.
And almost everybody had a De La Belle milker.
Yeah.
Everybody. De La Belle would come through there and take care of all of us. And now, we got Henneman and Erlinson, the only two left.
Yeah. Yep. So it's amazing how it's changed in.
But I always tell the people what our ancestors came here for. They came over here from Europe. They wanted a small farm. They wanted a small grocery store. They wanted a small butcher shop, small creamery.
Yep.
And now look what happened.
Yeah.
It all
got big. Yep. Well, and even the land. They came over here so that they could have land.
They wanted little pieces of rock.
And now it's all going back to just
work for somebody else. Work for lords and ladies up in the hill.
And that's what happened over there, and it's happening here.
That's right. It's happening here. Mike Swanson. You know him?
Yep.
Not Dennis's boy.
Yep.
Mike. He went over to Ukraine.
Yeah.
And he was farming over there, and they had like 6 30-foot combines.
Yeah.
2 miles long the fields were. And he's farming with a guy up here by Cumberland someplace.
Or Chippewa, I think. Yeah.
But he said what's happening here is the same as over in Europe.
Yeah.
He said he wanted to come back home and buy a little farm, do like his dad. It ain't gonna work, he said.
Yeah. Oh, I've been working my whole life to own my own farm, and it's tough.
Yeah.
But it's a good life. It's just
good place to raise kids.
Yeah. Yep. So, looking back on it now, you wouldn't probably do it a lot different, would you?
No. It was hard work, but it's a lot of work, but it was a good life.
Well,
but the thing is the worst about it is I worked all my life, and now, how do you stop working?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's hard.
Oh, that's why you still got the old 7 around. Pretty fun to go out and mow with it or something. Okay. So, all right. Well, thanks, Jerry.